Hey everyone, welcome to Team Talk tonight. It is October 13th, and I have so much to share with you guys today. But first, before we start, recognition to, in case you haven't seen the video, Nicole was our drawing winner for the first challenge of the month, which was to get 200 PRV in the first 7 days. So congratulations to Nicole. She also just recently got married, so I'm still getting used to her last name. Sorry, I thought my husband was home. I'm like, oh, he's home early. Which he's not home yet. The drawing, the second challenge this month will be a drawing for people who have 500 PRV or more. You have until the end of the day, Thursday. So Friday morning, I'll check to see who has entered their PRV. You want paper to color? It'll be so, you might maybe feel a little bit panicky that there is not a lot of time left. I think maybe you don't have, let's see, maybe you don't have enough PRV or a start at PRV. Maybe you're sitting at 0 and you're watching the replay right now, and you're sitting at 0 and you're like, how in the world am I going to get 500 by Thursday? Guess what? We have some amazing things happening on Thursday, which leads me into my news. So Bring Back My Buddies are back. This is the first time we've ever voted back buddies. We have Eliza the Elephant, Stella the Unicorn, which was huge her first time around, and then also Susie the Sloth. They're each $35. We're not doing this right now, Mama. You can use the crayons, but not this, not the hole punch. Okay? Or you ask sister for help, but I can't help you right now. So Bring Back My Buddies, $35 each. You know, start sharing that. The people who are the purchasers of the buddies, statistically speaking, are the grandparents. So if you know anybody who's a grandparent, hit them up and let them know that we have some awesome buddies coming out Thursday. NHL warmers also start Thursday, $45 each. You get 40 PRV. You also have that special scent that goes with the NHL collection. You can go and read the detail on that. If you don't know, if you want the specific description. And then also, of course, the bar price, which is $6.50. Both of those will be available 9:30 to 10:30, anytime in between there. So you just kind of have to be on the workstation or on your website, refreshing. You can collect orders now and get people to pay you ahead of time. And then just on the day of, when they're available, place the order for them. It just makes life a little easier for them, especially if they're at work and they can't maybe necessarily hop onto your website right when they're available. It kind of saves them that time. That's a really great customer service thing that you can offer. Fill-ins collection happens October 26th, $75 per warmer. I believe it's 65 PRV. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's going to be huge. People have been asking and anticipating this warmer. It's all over Disney pages, and you should not be posting and advertising it on there. By the way, that's against compliance. But if you have friends who tag you, that ain't against the compliance. And definitely start sharing that now. It's available this month, so sharing it now will not ruin your PRV this month, because it's going to be available to purchase just in about a week and a half. And then, of course, the $20 cost for the villain collection of bars. Mickey and Minnie and the Advent calendar from the holiday collection also will be available on October 19th. Babe, are you home? What just happened? Sorry, you guys. This is mom life. What's wrong? She's not crying anymore. So what happened? Come here. Come here. Shh. All right. You're all right. I know. You're okay. Your sister told you can't play? Is that what happened? Oh, okay. Thank you guys for being patient. All right. So that's all the news. Getting into what tonight is all about. I have a couple different focuses, and I have notes because I don't want to mess this up. My main idea for you today is for you guys to know and learn that your goals will drive your action. They correlate. And of course that seems oversimplified, but it took me a long time to connect those dots, that your actions should be driven by your goals. And so if there's not a correlation between your goals and your action, then there's a disconnect, and that will sometimes lead to confusion as to what you should be doing in your business, especially because we have no official boss. Sure, I'm here as your upline, but I'm not your boss. I'm not going to tell you you should be doing something when it's not, like, if you don't feel like doing it, I'm not going to make you or force you to do it. You're not fired if you don't do it. It's only a reflection of your business. And so your action is what needs fine tuning with practice to find what works for you in your business, and also with learning new skills. So that in learning new skills, your action gets better and your goals will be accomplished that much more efficiently, and you'll feel like you know what you're doing. I don't know if you guys know or if you've ever felt this way, but like I said, it took me a long time, probably 3 or 4 years, to really feel confident in knowing what I was doing. And all it was is that I had to figure out what worked best for me, what business practices were going to benefit me in my lifestyle, and then implement those and get better at them and practice them and practice them and fail at them a little bit and practice them some more and retune and just kind of figure out what works best. So what I'm going to be sharing today are some tools and some systems, some ideas to help you do this efficiently, because I don't want you guys to take 3 or 4 years to feel as confident as I would like you to, and I'm sure you would like to feel when you're trying to grow your business. I'm sure that you guys want to do it much faster than I ever did. Again, I didn't have, before I became a director, we didn't have a director before. We had a superstar director who she's very kind and she does check in occasionally, but she's not our director. So we had a little bit of, for people who have been part of the team since before I became a director, you guys know that we took some time to get there. All right, so that's what I hope you guys get out of tonight. What is the problem right now? What might be the disconnect for you in your business? I'm not talking for anybody specifically. This is just in general based on my experience. You might not know what action to take. You don't know where to start. You don't know what to do on a daily basis. You might feel like, oh my gosh, I have to do that, and I do know I need to do that, and I need to do that, and now you feel stuck and overwhelmed because you don't know where to start. It all kind of falls on top of you, and then you get other stuff going on in your life that just kind of takes priority. And so what I'm hoping to do, or what we're going to talk about right now, is how to navigate that. So when you are making decisions on what, you might want to take a paper out and a pencil if you don't already. When you are making decisions about what you need to do in your business and where you need to go and all the things that you need to do to help you be successful, you need to consider the stool of success, the 3 legs of the stool of success. And you may have heard me talk about this before. It's not my idea. I wish it was. It's brilliant. But it was, I believe, Chloe Cox. She may have worked with somebody else who developed this, but it's PRV. It's always first. If your business is strong in high PRV, you have great foundations. Weak PRV means weak team growth. So PRV needs to be number 1. Your business comes first. Then it comes to sponsoring. So when you have high PRV, guess what? That means that you're also having constant contact with new people and new customers, and you're growing your customer base with high PRV. So that's why PRV is always number 1. Then you have coaching. Coaching is that final bit where you're helping people who decide that they want what you want and they want to grow a business like you are, and you're helping them learn the skills to do so. So those are the 3 legs of success to the stool of Scentsy success. So when you're considering all the things that you need to do, that's the filter in which you need to be deciding what you want to do. Okay, I could go on, but I'm going to try to edit myself. So you might not be sure, where do you start? Like, okay, great, I need help in my PRV, because I shouldn't even be worrying about sponsoring if my PRV is not where I'd like it to be. So you want to consider the cycle. You're hot. The cycle is that you have a party. We're a party business. I know it's really difficult right now to have your traditional kind of party with, typically we're doing home parties, and home parties are awesome because you show up for an hour and a half, 2 hours, you set up, you get to meet like 10 to 15 new people, and you make connections one-on-one, you get to see them in person. Are you all done being hugged? All right. Stay inside, okay, baby? All right. So it's a little bit more challenging now, but you can still do parties. There's so many different ways. I invited you guys to a party that happened a little bit earlier, like an hour ago. I don't know if it's still going on because I'm not part of it. That's not how I do parties, but maybe it works better for you. So finding the way in which to party, whatever that means for you, is a great start. Then you want to, what happens at parties, you meet new people. And when you meet new people, your customer base grows and you end up booking more parties. At every party that I have, I always want to replace that on my calendar with another party. That is always my goal. So I don't just go to a party. I don't just host a party like I have on Thursday. My goal is not only to have at least, well, my goal is always 500 PRV, but I don't want just 200. I want 500 and I want another party because I want to be able to completely and constantly be rotating party after party on my calendar. So that's always my goal, at least one per event that I'm doing that I want to fill my calendar up with. And then when you have another party, guess what? You're meeting their people and their friends, and you're booking a party at that party, and you're booking a party at that party. And before you know it, it's been a year and your customer base has grown gigantically, and you end up meeting people like how I've met you guys, because obviously I don't think I know any of you guys before I started my Scentsy business. It's a really, really cool thing the way it happens. Okay, then while you're doing party, you're replacing party after party, you're keeping that cycle going. You are in between, you're building connections and you're doing follow-up. And how are you doing that? You are reaching out through text messages. You are using social media to check in with them, not only about Scentsy, but about their life too. And you're inviting them when the time seems appropriate, when it's when you're at that comfort level. Maybe they thought about joining Scentsy. That's when it feels comfortable and not weird or awkward, and to see if they maybe want to start their own Scentsy business and have fun like you guys have been having. So maybe you don't know where to start. You're like, great, I need parties, but I have no idea, like, what do I do? How do I start there? How do I get to having parties and having my calendar completely filled out? You're going to start with your list of 100. Now I pulled out some tools from the workstation. You don't have to have 100 people, but it's always a good goal to try and aim for. And I just realized I printed this on label paper, so yay for me. But this is a document you can find, and it says at the top, 40 hosts in 4 minutes. I know it's backwards, but you guys get the idea. You don't have to print it from the exact workstation. You just get a piece of paper and write this list down anywhere. Some ideas. It says list 4 relatives, list 4 friends, list 4 coworkers or ex-coworkers, list 4 neighbors, or maybe you have a best friend who you're always at their house and they have great neighbors. List 4 church or social group contacts. Maybe you're part of like some sort of cool dog club or a Jeep, or maybe you do you're a baker and you're part of some baker club. Write down 4 friends that you've made from that. People that you've done business with, maybe even like a hairdresser or a dentist that you have a connection with. Contacts that through your children or grandchildren. 4 spouses, coworkers, or their spouses. 4, it says 4 previous coworkers or previous neighbors. I kind of stepped on that one already. And then anybody else from your address book, people you've met on social media, just anybody who you think that they would be an amazing host, that they have lots of friends on Facebook. That's who you're going to fill this out, and you're going to start by asking. It sounds oversimplified, and I don't want to offend anybody by telling you like, yeah, just ask, but it really is about asking. It's about getting over yourself and over your overthinking and just saying, hey, I have no idea if this is something that you'd be interested in, but I don't know if you know, I do this Scentsy thing. I'd love to, have you heard of it? Have you heard of it? Would you want to maybe check it out at a bingo party? Host your own party. If that's a great way to have people who have no idea what Scentsy is, and you're first starting off, to host your own party, and then at your party, they'll see how much fun it is, and then they'll want to host their own. And I don't want them to order at my party. I want them to book a party at my party. That's always my goal. Oh, you're heavy. Okay. We're good so far. Thumbs up if we're all good. All right. Yeah. So you don't know how to ask, you want to train yourself. Seek booking party trainings on YouTube. On our workstation, there is a booking conversation, like not study guide, but cheat sheet, if you will. Did I print that one out? I got the recruiting one. Here's another cool one. This is called the Relaunch Your Business Checklist. So I used to do a relaunch every catalog season because I did not have a big customer base and I needed to grow that. And so every catalog season I would host my own party and follow something similar to this. I guess I didn't print it yet, but there is one where you can have, it's booking conversation starter tips or something to that effect. If you search that, oh, it says here, it's actually titled on the workstation, Hosting Conversation Starters. So that will give you, if you print that out or just check it out, the PDF on your workstation, you'll find a bunch of ideas on how to start a conversation about hosting a party. One of the things I like to do is I'll do like this or that, or I'll say, pick a warmer of these 3 warmers and which one would you pick for free? And then those will find me my leads. Like, hey, well, you love that warmer. If they ask me how much it is, I never tell them the price. I say, girl, it could be free if you want it. And of course, you're going to be like, wait, what? And that's a great way to start a conversation. They're probably going to say no. 9 out of 10 people are going to tell you, no, it's not for me. I don't want to host a party. I just want to buy it. And they're like, oh, I'm like, fine, that's cool with me. Like, I just wanted to offer it. Your job is only and simply to offer. Only and simply to offer. They're going to say no most of the time. And that's okay. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. Don't take it personally. Your job is simply to ask. That's all you got to do. If you've asked, you've done your job, you should be really, really proud of yourself because so many people don't even show up to the training, or maybe they can't, that's okay. But they also don't even try and ask. They talk themselves out of it and they decide, you know what, they're going to say no. I don't want to ask. I don't want to be rejected. I'm not going to even ask. And that's sad. That's sad. Why not? Just ask. It's okay to ask and hear no. Okay, I can go on, but okay. So yeah, train yourself. List of 100. Start asking people. Assess your goal and determine how many parties you're going to need to have to reach your goal. My goal is different from your goal. I have a pretty high goal because I have bills to pay. I have big, scary dreams. So my goal is always going to be really, really high. But maybe your goal, you'll be happy and you'll consider yourself successful if you can pay your phone bill or whatever that might be for you. Maybe you can pay for your kids' sports equipment and the fee that they requires for karate or for whatever it is that they do, or dance class. Maybe it's just to pay for vacation where you don't have to use a credit card. Maybe it's to pay off some debt. That's one of mine. Whatever your goal is, determine how many parties you're going to need to earn that PRV amount, and then add one more party because life happens. People reschedule, people cancel, they decide to flake out on you. And that's just how I've always done my goals. And I recommend that you guys do the same. So if your goal is to have $100 in your pocket by the end of the month, you need 400 PRV if you get paid at 25% commission. That's one party. That's really one phenomenal party. Book a second party just in case. It's not, when you put it that way, it's not so scary sounding. And you can work, if you don't have time at the beginning of the month or the middle of the month or the end of the month, you can pick your schedule. Maybe you want to have it all done by the beginning of the month so you don't have to stress about it. You just get it over the first week. That's when you're going to say you're available. You get to choose your schedule. Okay. Let's see. All right, keep asking until you reach your booking goal. So use more than one strategy, like I've mentioned. Use your list of 100. Use social media posts to start conversations and make leads. Ask people for referrals. If you think that they have a great friend that you know of or something, hey, do you think that they'd be interested? Or sometimes I'll ask my hosts, I'll say something like, hey, which one of your friends do you think will be the most likely to book a party after tonight? Which one of your friends do you think? And I might just kind of make a little bit more effort to get to know that person, so that when it comes time to checking them out, and I'll ask them, hey, is there anything on your wish list that you didn't get tonight? And they'll say, oh my gosh, I would love that diffuser. Oh, why don't we try a party next month? And that, it opens the door to a conversation that they're probably going to say no, because 9 out of 10 will say no, and that's okay. But you did your job and you asked. The more people that you ask, the more quickly you'll get to your goal. I can't stress that enough. Anna Hughes, what's up, baby girl?
Did you know I told myself I'm a small girl and I can do hard things and I'm a brave girl.
She's a brave girl and she can do hard things, she says. That was random. I love it though. Yes. All right. I'm all hot now hearing her say that. Anna Hughes has a great video on sponsoring conversations, like inviting people to start Scentsy. Do you need to go potty? What's going on? Your tummy? Okay. All right. Let's see. Keep asking people until you reach your booking goal. I think too, part of that is to be completely transparent and tell people like, hey, I know it's been a really long time since you've heard from me. I know this is super random and you totally are rolling your eyes at me for even reaching out because we haven't talked in 7 months or 10 years. But I just wanted to share this, and it's okay if you say no to me. Like, people appreciate honesty versus fake, hey, how's it going? And then like, okay, what do they want? Right? You guys have gotten those messages, right? Don't be fake. Be real. Say, this is super random to hear from me. I totally understand if you're rolling your eyes. I have this Scentsy thing. I have no clue if you'd be interested, but if you're curious, I can send you a link or I can send you some samples in the mail. No worries if it's not your thing. Be honest and expect to know. It's so much easier when you're like, oh, they're going to totally say no, but I'm going to ask anyways. All right, here we go. Next. Losing my track of my notes. So now that you've identified what you want a certain number of PRV for whatever reason, whatever success it is that you want, you already identified that. You know what you need to do, how many parties you need to book to get that goal met. Now you have to figure out, when are you going to do the work? And that is the part where a lot of people tend to struggle, because they're like, well, I have a really busy life. I don't know when I'm going to be able to work Scentsy into my busy life. It doesn't take that much extra time when you know what to do and what activities will produce the actions, or no, the results that you want. Thank you. I was trying to think of a word. So something that would be eye-opening to try, if that's something that you want to try, is to keep a time log of what you do over the course of a week or two. It sounds a little intensive, but if you want the things that you say you want, this is going to be worth it to you, to figure out, where can I fit an extra half an hour of time? If you're like me, you're going to find yourself sometimes accidentally scrolling Facebook for too long, or binge watching Netflix a little too often. You're human. I get it. You need the break. So definitely make sure you have that balance, but I identify and decide how important are your goals. You have to weigh your priorities, and you have to make a little sacrifice. I sacrifice my sleep sometimes because I have big goals, and my goals are scary, but I know that the sacrifice is going to be worth. I know that I don't have to watch the biggest Netflix show that's happening, or, I don't have to be in the know about certain things, because I'm working on my business right now, and that takes priority and precedence over, precedence the right word? I don't think that's the right word. Priority over the things that I would rather be doing without thinking, but I know this is what's going to make my dreams and my goals happen for my life, and my family's life, and the life that will have when these goals are accomplished. It's hard. It's not easy. You lose the motivation. You're going to hit that wall sometimes. And you know, the thing that happens where like your business is going to have ebbs and flows where it's going really, really great. And then you're going to feel like, oh man, it's the first of the month and I'm at zero again. How in the world am I going to get back up there? Like that. It's a thing that happens to me every single month, and every single leader probably has the same initial thoughts. However, what do? You have to decide now, what will I do when I feel like I need a break? It's important to rest. What's the quote that I've heard before? Learn to rest, don't quit. Rest if you need to rest. Own that, be okay with that, give yourself grace. But then decide, what will you do to pick yourself back up? For me personally, I go to YouTube and I go and search out inspiration. I go learn a new idea, learn a new skill, improve a skill. Like, what do I need to be better at in my business? I'm going to go learn how to do that. And that's going to fuel my fire. It's going to fill my cup. And I'm going to go at my business again with full throttle. So you have to decide what that is for you. Keep a time log, determine when you're going to work. You have to write down every half hour what you've done the last half hour, and that will kind of be eye-opening to where you do have a little extra time. Be intentional. Plan to work your business on certain days or certain times. Make the plan. Like for me, I like Sunday nights. Sunday nights, I look at my calendar. I fill in all of my, I have to do this. I fill in my, I want to do this. This is what I need to do for my business. Where can I fit that into my day? And I plug it in and I hope for the best, and I give myself grace if it doesn't work out. It's okay if it doesn't work out. You're human. But you give yourself grace. You make a plan, you do your best. It's all you can ever do. Systems that will help you with, now that you know what to do and when you're going to do it, now you're going to need the systems to help you get it done efficiently. So I'm going to run through the last bit of my list and my notes because we're running out of time and I want to make sure there's time for questions. Systems like AMI or Amy will help you with follow-up. A daily task list. I will post this. I posted this. If you're part of the Rise Up Rockstar University, I've already shared about this list. The daily list of things that I do, that I attempt to do for my business. If I get that done, my day is successful. Daily Power Hour is another great tool that my list was based off of. You can find the instructions for how to fill that out. Train yourself in, and like if you will need feedback, sure, your sponsor will be happy to provide feedback, but fill this out every day or even every week. Like again, ease in there. If you're not doing anything consistently for your business, try just shooting for every week. I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to aim for every week. Be kind to yourself. Make yourself tangible, small, biteable goals. That's not a word, but I'm going to go with it. The power is in your consistency. It's tiny little actions. Every day you do one little thing. You follow up with 5 people. Maybe you follow up with 2 people because that's all you can manage. But if you're doing that every day, you're building habits and you're building consistency, and that power in your business succeeding is in those consistent habits. All right. Don't know what to say when you are doing all of these things, like following up. So these are some things that you could share with your customers when you are doing follow-up. You can share new news, all the things that I just shared with you about buddies and NHL and the villains. If you haven't told your customers in a one-on-one text, do not rely only on social media for your customers to know, because I've lost count on how many times a customer has texted me, I didn't know you guys had this. And I'm like, I posted it all over social media, but that's my fault because I haven't texted her. And I have a lot of customers that I don't get to text everybody everything. Like there's one lady from Your Belinda that I didn't know she would have been interested in the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. And she was really like, I didn't know. I'm like, I had no idea you were into that stuff. I'm so sorry. But anyhow, share the news. Ask how they're loving what they just ordered. It's all, don't have no intention other than just saying, hey, how's it going? How you loving it? Is there any, like, what's your favorite new scent? I love asking what's your favorite new scent because that gives you an idea of what you can tell them. That scent also comes in laundry products, cleaning products, hand soap, da, 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 da. You can share the things of that their favorite scent comes in and the other products, or even maybe give them samples if you have that ability. Check in about their life. You don't have to talk to them about anything other than just, hey, how's it going? I saw you guys went on a vacation. It looked like so much fun. It's so surprising that when you ask them just about whatever's happening in their life, they end up telling you, oh, I need Scentsy, by the way. Oh, okay, cool. If you've done your job well, they think of you when they think of Scentsy. So that's part of the consistency. You don't need to become best friends with them, but we do work our business with the idea that no matter what happens, I will leave my customer feeling glad that they talked to me. I will have done my job if they were glad to have talked to me. I have no intention other than just to make a connection. And if I happen to make a sale, that's just icing on the cake. If I happen to book a party, icing on the cake. When booking parties, also there are the tags. I mentioned this a lot, but I'm gonna mention again. The tag team ideas located in the files for verbiage ideas on how to approach talking to people when you're booking parties. Also, there is on the booking host conversations, there's also recruiting conversation tips from the workstation. Oh, and this was supposed to be the first paper that I showed you guys, but this is an action plan. This kind of helps you to identify your goal, whatever your goal might be. If it's to promote, it kind of walks you through how to fill this out, but this is a great idea. It'll outline where you need to go and what you need to do to get there. When you follow up with your customers, they might benefit from fun, funds, or friends. That's the main 3 reasons why people join Scentsy. They want fun in their life. They want friends in their life. That was my first 2. That was definitely the 2 reasons I joined in the first place. And then I realized, oh wait, funds are available. Yeah, I want that too. So I added that at the end, or eventually. So when you're talking to people, you want to be keeping your ears open for those keywords that are gonna give you an idea that they might need Scentsy for fun, for friends, or for funds, Funds. All right, I think I've pointed out all my tools already. Yeah, I've already shared them. Anybody have questions in the last 4.5 minutes that we have? Feel free to unmute yourself, or maybe something that's worked really, really well for you the last couple of days, weeks, months.
Real quick, the daily power hour and the action plan, those are on the workstation?
Yes.
I thought so, but I'm like, where? I don't remember. It's been a while. It's been a year.
Go to the training center and it's found under, I forget where. I looked kind of in different spots because I know that these existed, but I didn't know exactly where. It might have been under improve your skills, or even sponsoring was one of the little, what do you call it? Headlines. Jenny has her hand up. Jenny, did you want to say anything real quick?
Chill. All right, sorry. Somebody's trying to be naked over here. So what if I have my new customer that doesn't do social media? What other option?
For parties?
Yes.
They can do a catalog party, or just like what they would call a basket party. Let them borrow a couple of catalogs, share a few of the testers with their coworkers or wherever they happen to go, their neighbors. You can also do a text party. Text parties are also a thing you can go and train yourself about. Just go to YouTube and go and find, or type in Scentsy party or Scentsy basket parties, and you'll find so many different ideas. There's not just I even offered somebody today to do a Zoom party. They don't
Stop.
So there's that idea. You can do a Zoom party. I really, really want to do home party.
I want to do a home party. I was gonna mention Zoom party because I was thinking of that. I think I was talking to Crystal or my sister. We were talking about that.
There's even Kimberly Polita. Kimberly Polita's videos on YouTube are phenomenal, and she has one where she talked about using a canva.com, you know, the Canva website where you can create your own flyers, canva.com, and you create a presentation. You have to have the paid version for this, so it's comparable to like Amy. It's not terribly expensive. And you can actually do a presentation that has links. Real quick here. It has a link to a presentation where you would send that to all of your guests, and they can watch the presentation on Canva's website, which is a whole nother like, wow, that's so cool. I haven't even processed that or even gone to go look at how you could do that, but I know it's possible. I know other people, is Vizili, Vizil, I'm gonna write it in the chat. Vizili, hold on, how do you, where is the chat? It says to, oh, there we go. I'll spell it in the chat so you guys have it. But I guess that's another way to party. Vizili. I haven't explored it myself. I like Facebook parties and I know how to do them. So right now at this time in my life where I'm so busy, I don't have time to learn a new style, but probably come January when it slows down a bit again. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out, text me, make a post, and thank you for hanging out tonight. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Oh, I got done. I got it all done. Good night. Bye, everyone.
I'm going to text you right now.
Okay. Bye.
All right, cool. Bye. Bye, guys.